Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on the European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Strange things do happen in this world. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nashi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? I want to tell you everything that happened to me between me and this other blesser that I met when I had gone back to Zim. And I do not know if I should inform my husband, because usually my husband, when he wakes me up at night, he then tells me that I was speaking to myself. And indeed, these things, I know that they are true, even though to him, I pretend as if I do not know what he is talking about. So at night, I usually hear this person that comes to me, and that person will say, please wake up, so that we can have a conversation. So I can even wake up from the bed, then I will go and I will sit on the floor cross-legged as I will be speaking with this person that I do not even know at all. And when I wake up, I do not remember everything that this person will be telling me. The only thing that I'll remember is that I'll just hear a very faint voice that will say, you are boring. Why are you always sleeping? Wake up so that we can play. Wake up so that we can just talk. I want to talk to you. Please do not sleep. Before this thing had started, me and my husband, we were very happy. But then my husband started to mistreat me in such a way that it was very painful. So I then found out that my husband, he had been flirting with my friend. I asked my husband if he had made love to my friend, but he refused. This was very painful. So at that same time, when me and my husband had been fighting about the messages that I had found on his WhatsApp, that was the same time that at our work we were told that we were supposed to rush back home so that we can apply for our passports. So me and my husband, we then returned back home, and so that we can start to process our papers. When we arrived back home, I then told my husband that the problem was that my birth certificate, it was long lost, so I needed to get it corrected. So we had contacted some guys who were at the head office of the Home Affairs, that is in Harare. So they had told me the amount that was needed so that everything can be sorted out, since I didn't have the birth entry number, which is very important. So for them to search my birth certificate, it was going to take a very long time. So my husband, he then went and he did his application for his passport in Bulawayo. So as for me, I had to travel all the way to Harare. In Harare, we didn't have any relatives at all, apart from this other woman whom we just considered as our auntie, because she is a long-time friend of my mom. And when I arrived in Harare, I started staying at this woman's house, since I didn't have anyone else to look after me when I was there in the capital city. So I started to sleep in the same bedroom that belonged to her daughters. As for her daughters, they had so many kids and they had never been married. They had kids with different fathers, and all of them, they were like rich guys. These were like your slave queens. In South Africa, I had seen slave queens each and every time when they would come at the restaurant where I was working here in Cape Town, but I had never had the chance to live side by side with these slave queens. So this was very interesting to me, because I just wanted to know what do these slave queens do? Do they love to work? Are they lazy? What really goes on? So as I was staying with these slave queens, my brother, I saw that it is very good to be a slave queen, because it's all about cash. You do not date these broke guys. You only date guys that can afford to take care of you. These ladies, they would wake up in the morning, then they will be taken out for dates by their boyfriends. I am talking about each and every day going out on a date with a different man. When they will come back, my brother, they will just place the US dollars on the bed and they will start to count the money. At this woman's house, The breakfast that they eat, you won't even think that you are in Zim. When you wake up, there are cereals. You just take your bowl of cereals, then you eat. Later on, the breakfast, you will think that maybe you are at an expensive restaurant. In the afternoon, also in the evening, they are living the good life. And these women's daughters, they are the ones that are sponsoring all of this good life, and they are being sponsored by their blessers. And knowing that me and my husband, we were facing all of these issues in South Africa, him being broke and at the same time wanting to cheat on me, this made me to be very angry. So I spoke with one of those slay queens and I told her about my issue. She then said, it is time for you to freshen up. I want you to enjoy your life. So after I had sorted my birth certificate, my ID card, as well as my passport, then I lied to my husband. Whenever he would call me and when he would ask me about the progress of my passport, I would lie to him and I will say that it is still in production. I am waiting for the SMS, that one that they send you when you have applied for your document. But what my husband did not know is that my passport was already at hand. I had been sent that SMS and I had collected it. But I lied to him because I just wanted the freedom. I wanted to hang around these slay queens even more so that I can forget about the stress. You know, us ladies, when your man that you love has cheated on you, it leaves you with this bitterness. And even though you still love him, but you'll be hating him at the same time. Worst of all, when your husband has cheated on you with your own best friend, the pain is so much. So these girls told me that I needed to be loose just for a little while so that I can forget about the pain that my husband had given me in Cape Town. One day, one of these slay queens told me that she wanted to meet this other client of hers, and then we went to town. When we went into the CBD, we walked, Brother Nashi. As someone who was not used to walking around, I was really tired. And as we were walking, we finally went into Goromonzi Road. And then when we were in Gun Hill, we waited for her client at this other robot that is in Gun Hill. That was when I saw a very beautiful car. The car pulled over. Then my friend said, oh, here is your new boyfriend. My brother, I said, what boyfriend? But I got into the car as I was sitting right next to this gentleman. This man is very handsome. These are the men that are supposed to represent our country, for he is a handsome man. When I was looking at him, all that I could see was him being on top of me, not my stupid husband, the broke one who had tried to cheat on me. The man then drove with us to his house, which was also in Marital, a very beautiful house that made you to think that maybe you were now in America, out of Africa, far, far, far away from Zim. When we arrived at his house, my friend got off and she told me that she was off to see her own boyfriend. So it was me and this very handsome dude, a Prince Charming. We then got into the house and he said that he wanted to show me around his mansion. So as he was showing me around his beautiful house, he kept on touching me all over, my brother. He kept on touching me. And when we finally got into the bedroom, we made love like we had never made love before. But my brother, I kept on having this feeling that what was happening here, it was just wrong. And from that day onwards, that was when I started to feel that there was something that was really wrong in this house. But later on in the evening, when I woke up, I then felt that this house, it was as if someone had transformed this house so that it can be like a fridge, because it was really cold. I was shivering, my brother. When I wanted to get out of bed, I saw that even from the tiling, there was moisture that was coming out of the tiling because it was really cold. The moment that I walked out of that bedroom, that was when there was something that started chasing me. I was chased from that man's bedroom going downstairs. I kept on hearing that there was someone that was chasing me out. When I finally got out of this mansion, I saw this same guy, the blesser. He was just standing outside, my brother, doing his rituals. So when I screamed, this man, he was very rude at me, and he pointed at the gate and he was like, get out of my house. And that is how I left that man's house. When I got out of his house, since I am someone that had never been around Borodale, I got lost. I kept on crying as I was walking around until I was picked up by the police, because in Borodale, you know that they are rich people that stay there, so they do not want people who will be loitering around at night. I was picked up by the police, who asked me where I was headed to. I explained my story to them and they thought that I was lying. They said that I am just a prostitute. They took me to the central police station, where they locked me up on the other side, where there were a lot of prostitutes as well, because they thought that I was a prostitute. But lucky enough, I had some money, so I then gave them some money for cold drinks so that they won't open the docket. That is how I was released from that police station. But early in the morning, I then got onto the taxi and I returned back to my auntie's house. Then I spoke with these girls, and when I tried to speak with them, I asked them what exactly had happened at that blesser's house. I told them everything that had gone wrong whilst I was there. When I told them that I had seen visions of scary things whilst I was at that mansion, and seeing this blesser that they had given to me busy performing his rituals, and when I screamed, the men got angry at me. So I wanted to understand what had happened. Then those girls, they revealed their true colors to me. They said that we can see that you have overstayed your welcome. Please leave our mother's house. That is when I returned back to the village and I communicated with my husband, whom I never revealed this secret to him. He came and he picked me up, and we then got onto the bus. And when we arrived in Cape Town, as people who were really tired traveling all the way from Zim to Cape Town by bus, we then went to bed. When we went to bed, that was when I started to hear those voices and speaking with people that I can't see. And these people, when I speak with them, to my surprise, when I was woken up by my husband, I was sitting on the floor, cross-legged, having a conversation with someone that is invisible. And this thing, it has been going on, and I do not know what to do. Hence, I have asked you, is it a good thing for me to tell my husband everything that happened, even though I want to tell him, but I am scared that he will know that I slept with another man? Is there any way that I can reveal this secret to him without the part of me making love to another man? Because I want him to understand. I do not want him to think that I am a witch who have conversations with dead people when she is fast asleep. Please help me. There are many nights when I would wake up and I would find myself not sleeping in bed, but just sitting, speaking with whomever that I can't even see. And I am scared that I picked up this bad spirit from that blesser's house there in Borodale. This is my own story, Brother Nashi. Dear listeners, right there was a narration of a story that was sent to me by one of our dear sisters. Strange things do happen in this world. So she was saying, should I tell my husband, because my husband does not understand anymore what is going on with me, because I keep on having these conversations when I am fast asleep. So I want him to understand that this problem, it started when I had gone to this blesser's house. But he will ask me, what was I doing alone at another man's house? So you will know that I was cheating on him. I do not want him to know that I cheated on him. If it was you, what will you do? Will you remain quiet, or will you tell your husband that this is what happened when you were in Zim? Yo.